Hello and welcome, fellow sovereigns. Now they say that man made God in his own image. Well, and there's a book that says it happened the other way around. Anyway, what also happened is that man made the internet in his own image, or man made the internet in exactly the way that life happens. And so if we're trying to work out how to succeed in life, all we need to do is look at the internet, because that was built by humans who are in life, and our paradigm has simply been transferred from life to the internet. So let's just talk about the internet, and it will tell us exactly how life works. So when we're on social media, doing emails, doing anything on the internet, setting up our websites, researching Google, whatever, every time we go onto our computers or our phones or our whatever they are, iPads, other things, every time we go into that function, the internet, it notices us. And it doesn't matter how many security functions you put in place to stop it, it just keeps going. So I've just had to buy a new computer yesterday and setting it all up, and I've cancelled all of the notifications that Google and whatever want to send to themselves about me, but it will still notice what I'm up to, and it will know what I'm doing right now. So every time we look at a post on Facebook, so what happens is we scroll down, and if we go past a post quicker than 0.6 of a second, it passes by. But if we stop for longer on any post, it will notice that. And everything we look at, it notices. And the more we look at something, or the more, and we don't have to comment on it, the more we stop and read something, that gets added to our profile of something we're interested in. And so if we like something, obviously we click a button, we like it, then it goes, oh, they really like it. They're not just looking at it, they're liking it. And if we comment on it, it says, oh, they really, really, really like it. And so, surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, surely, we start seeing ads. So if we're looking at something about, I don't know, dinosaurs or footwear or giraffes or wheelbarrows, I don't know, whatever it is that we're looking at, we don't have to say a thing. We don't have to comment. We simply have to stop and look at it for a moment. And that gets stored in the algorithms. And so if we keep looking at boxing matches or something, let's say, and if we don't comment on them, we just look at them, then the computer or the system knows that Philip likes watching boxing matches, and so there'll be all sorts of things will come up about boxing matches. And when I go to the we sometimes we have a thing on Facebook of what are they called? Facebook Lives, those very short ones. So they will come up based on what I've been looking at. And if I have been commenting, then they will definitely come up. So if, I don't know, say there's a particular comedian I like watching his or her short Facebook Lives. So when I get to the Facebook Lives, that comedian will come up, and will come up, and will come up again and again, because I've previously been watching them. I haven't commented, I haven't clicked, like, don't like, whatever, heart, care, whatever. I've just watched it. If I spend more than that 0.6, the algorithm goes, they're slightly interested. And then if I spend more time, the more time I spend looking, and if I look at another clip about from the same comedian, it adds to the algorithm, and it adds to it. And so the internet doesn't care whether you like something or not. So there might be something you absolutely hate, and you can't help yourself. You've got to comment on it. The fact that you've commented on it adds about 100-fold to what it thinks you like about something. So if there's some, I don't know, some politician that you think's a complete ass and you love saying what an idiot he is, or someone's been a naughty person. I know in New Zealand now there's been an ex-politician, an ex-Green politician, he's been caught shoplifting, and everyone's commenting on her and saying what a bad person she is. What's going to come up? A whole lot of stuff about the Green Party, because she's from the Green Party. And there's going to be a whole lot of negative stuff going on, and there's going to be a whole lot of corruption stuff coming up for those people who are focusing on her. So whatever they're salivating about and whatever they're commenting on, even if they hate her, or whatever, they hate the Green Party because she's associated, whatever. It doesn't. The system doesn't care if you like it or don't like it. The system only notices when you notice. And you might just look at it for a moment, and that's kind of one level of interest. You might comment on it, or the second level would be where you click on it, do a hand or a heart or a care thing or a whatever. And then the third level is when you actually comment on something. And the system doesn't care if you hate it. Because the moment you put attention to it, it goes, they like it. Or they're interested. It's something they want to have come back and back and back. So people are really surprised because they see ads for, I don't know, shoes or boxing matches or events that are, for a comedian or something. And I was just talking to a friend about that. How does that come up? It came up because you spent more than 0.6 of a second looking at it. It was a post that you were scrolling down, and there's this momentary stop and carried on. The system notices you noticing. It doesn't care whether you hate it. So the more that we focus on things we don't want, the more we'll get them in the internet. So people have been commenting on a particular organisation that they think that country should get out of. I think it has a W in there, and somewhere there's an H, and somewhere there's an O. And there's all this drama about that organisation and how we should get out of it, and we hate it, and we don't like it, and people are doing signs in the sand, we should get out of this organisation and whatever. And then they keep getting stuff about that organisation. And it's bugging them because I don't want to know about it. I hate it. I hate it. You don't hate it from the point of view of the internet. The internet says, oh, you've been watching this. Oh, you've been hating this. Oh, you've been commenting negatively on this. That's great. We'll give you more. And that's how the internet works. And that, my darlings, is how life works. The more we focus on anything, our subconscious is like the internet. It doesn't decide if you like it or not. It decides you've put focus on it, therefore we'll give you more of it. So if you are one of those people that constantly complain that you're late, for example, you will always be late because your words go into your subconscious and your subconscious controls your behavior. So if you keep saying you're late, oh, I'm just one of those people that's always late, and you do your best not to be late, but you always are, because you keep saying it, and it becomes a growing loop, a vicious circle. You say it, it goes into the subconscious, that controls your body, and then you keep being late. I have no friends. I have no friends. Whoa! Surprise! You'll keep having more of no friends. And so whatever we focus on, it doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative. Excuse me, I'm going to... And so people are surprised that the dramas in their life keep happening. Oh, people are always nasty to me. What happens? You keep saying it, goes in your brain, it goes out into the world as an action that's what happens in your life. If you keep saying the negative, I hate, maybe it's some politician, and you keep saying their name, let's make up a name, George Smith, I hate George Smith, I hate George Smith, I hate George Smith. The subconscious doesn't care whether you hate him or like him. The subconscious says, oh, you're focusing on George Smith. And if thousands of millions of people focus on George Smith, his power will rise. And that's how the power of that organisation with the W and the O and the H in it, that's how their power has arisen, by people focusing on it. It's so simple and obvious. I was going to say stupid, but I guess it's just people not aware that where we focus, that's what happens. We give power. We give power to the things we don't like by focusing on things that we don't like. Now, how hard is that? Just to withdraw. Find something we do like. What a lovely sunshiny day. What beautiful birds that are singing at the moment. Just change our focus. What is it that you like? Oh, I really love this porridge. This banana, the shake that I've made for myself today. Start with the little things. I love this jacket. I feel really nice in it. I like this room. I like my house. Just start with the simple things. And when we focus on the nice banana or the nice porridge or the nice jacket or the nice room, somehow that has more power in our life. And when we say to ourselves, I really like that. I really like that. I really like that. I appreciate this. I appreciate this friend. And we send a little text to a friend and saying, hope you're having a good day. You don't have to say I love you or whatever that. You just say, hope you're having a nice day. Send a text to somebody. Hope you're feeling better after you're cold or whatever. Putting attention on someone that you appreciate. Putting attention on something you appreciate. I love my garden. I love my garden. Magically, you will start developing green thumbs, as they say about people who are good at gardening. If you love your garden and you keep focusing on it, and each time you come home you go, oh, it's so nice to see that garden. It's so nice to see that garden. You wake up in the morning and you go outside. It's lovely to see that garden. You will develop green thumbs simply by your gratitude, by your appreciation, by your saying to yourself, I like that. So instead of complaining about what we don't like, now one of the things that's going on at the moment is that in Europe there is apparently, going by the media, Facebook is now part of the media, let's be honest, going by the media, there's massive farming protests in Europe, parts of Europe. There are supposedly huge shortages of food in the supermarkets, and people are focusing on the terrible thing that's happening. That farmers are being, whatever, terrible things are happening to them. They are protesting, and there's no food in the supermarkets and all that stuff. If we keep focusing on the lack, if we keep focusing on the terrible plight of farmers, if we keep focusing on what a terrible thing is going to be happening out of this, a terrible thing will happen, and the farmers will have more plight, more whatever, financial ruin. So the opposite, for example, where I live, there are a lot of networks being set up whereby, I go to the supermarket less than I used to, let's just say, because there are so many new networks being set up. The new world is arising, whereby supermarkets are becoming less and less valuable. Just because there's no food in a supermarket doesn't mean to say there's no food in my fridge or anyone else's. here on the Gold Coast, we're setting up systems whereby food goes straight from the farmer or the grower, the orchardist, the whatever, to the consumer. A direct link. And there's also markets being set up, new ones. And all of this is happening under the radar, under the mainstream media radar. But they're growing, because a lot of us are putting our focus on a new way of doing business. So we can focus on how terrible it is that the school system's falling down, that the medical system's falling down, that the food system's falling down. We can focus on that, and if we focus on it, they will fall down, and we'll be uneducated and unlooked after in our medical thing, and we'll be starving, and we'll orchestrate our own starvation. This is actually serious stuff. If we keep focusing on the terrible things that are going to be happening, we keep focusing on the starvation that's going to happen because farmers can't get to supermarkets, we will create our own starvation. However, if we focus on the new ways of doing business, the new commerce that's happening, that's quietly arising from the earth, if you like, in a sort of sense of it's quiet and it's starting from one by one. People are connecting each other and accessing food. I mean, I just had my computer sorted out by a guy, IT guy. It's all been cash. He doesn't advertise. It's through the internet, through the network. Sorry, not the formal network, through the network. So we're all helping each other. And they tried green dollars many, many years ago. And it's been forgotten. But it hasn't. Because the green dollar system, not how it used to be, but it's just working. And so, of course, people are still producing food. People are still growing cattle and chickens and whatever, and tomatoes and all sorts of food. People are still making stuff for us. People are still carpenters and builders and sewing people, and all sorts of things are still being produced for people because we want them. There's just new ways of doing it. So while we're complaining, moaning, bitching about how terrible it is out there, that supermarkets are, whatever, they're running out of food, we will run out of food. If we change our focus, and even though we don't know anyone we can access food from, we can simply stand in appreciation that it's happening. If we keep saying to ourselves, it's wonderful that there's farmers markets, for example, it's wonderful that there's these markets that are on, I mean, in my area, there's one on every day, somewhere, within 20 minutes. And there's also a lot of other ways of doing it, shall we say. So, and that means that I have less rubbish. I don't have stuff in packets, plastic things, because they come straight from wherever they're made. So there's a new world arising, and it's up to us to put our focus onto the new world, onto the new way of doing things, and not look at, how terrible the hospitals, how terrible the schools, how terrible the supermarkets, how terrible the police force, how terrible the politicians. They are all going, and they need to. To me, it's great that they're going, because a new way is happening. And let us just change our focus. Stop liking, if you like, as you do on Facebook, stop liking the drama and the terrible things that are happening, and start liking, ticking, the good things that are happening. And even if good things are not happening in the sense that you want, to be part of this new world, if it hasn't quite hit your area yet, simply start liking what you do have. A nice dress, nice shoes. You've got great neighbours, you got a clean street, you're not being bombed at this moment. We have all these facilities. We've got free libraries, and we've got free this and free that. If I want to, I can get free internet all the time. No problem. It's wonderful. So there's a new world arising. And just like the internet, if we keep putting our 0.6 of a second focus on a politician we don't like, somebody we don't like, organisation we don't like, life, like the internet, will keep bringing us more of it. However, if we put more than 0.6 of a second focus on something we do like, I quite like my toes. I've got lovely knees. What wonderful elbows I've got. I don't know. Find something that you like. And keep liking that. And keep liking that. And on this rock I stand. If you start appreciating anything, absolutely anything, it will grow in power. If you start appreciating your body, something will change. It might be your relationships change, it might be your finances change, it might be your body changes, it might be somehow your neighborhood changes. It doesn't matter. Appreciation is just appreciation. It just goes everywhere, and it doesn't necessarily discriminate. You might send a nice text to 3 friends and say, how you going? Having a nice day? That appreciation will go somewhere. It will go where it needs to. And you might find all sorts of other things just kind of fall together. Synchronicity. When you start appreciating this and appreciating that. And I like my computer. And I was really thrilled. I got an amazing bargain from the new one I bought. Instead of $1,600, it was $400. And I got a new video that was still in its wrapper, hadn't been opened, and still in the box. That cost me $5. I don't know what a new video costs. So the new market system is changing. Or the new market system is arising, shall I say. The old one is falling away. So it's up to us to decide which one we'd like to appreciate. I've said enough. I'm saying the same thing over and over. And I appreciate my words because it's good reminder to myself to appreciate this as well. So I'll leave you with, I wish you a new focus. A focus of appreciation on what you do like and allowing the not likes to not even exist in your life. Don't bother with them. I like my eyebrows. It's clever, they go up and down. Do yours? I don't know. Find something to like today and watch the magic happen, because like goes where it needs to and can go all sorts of funny places. So I wish you a new focus on what you do like. And I bless you and all who sail in her